Hey everybody, so sorry I can't be there with you today. I know our classroom looks a little bit different, and normally I would have an assigned seating chart for you today. Those of you that were here Friday during 8th period, obviously you got to pick where you sat, but I do apologize for not having that prepared for you. I am going through a little bit of a small family emergency, so I will be back tomorrow. So thank you for your patience. Your sub has a blank seating chart, and they will be writing down where you're sitting for me for today, just to make sure we have accurate seating charts available. Okay, so today is a novel assignment workday where you can read or use class time to make sure you start working on the assignment. I'm going to remind you that last Friday your midway reading assignment was due, so it was the 50% of your book assignment. And then now this marks 2 weeks since you were first assigned the first 25% or quarter fiction reading assignment. And I still have several of you that have yet to turn in either of those. So I really need you to make sure you're using class time wisely today. As with every Monday thus far, you need to make sure that I have confirmation that you brought your book today. So the way you're going to do that is on our homepage. So if you go back to your course page, I'm using 8th period as an example, but 3rd period, yours looks just like this. And you have a remind info icon that you'll click on. And once you're here, it gives you all the information needed for all of my Remind classes. So you'll use either 3rd period or 8th period information. Here are the different codes plus the number you need to text that information to. So if you have not joined our class Remind, you'll need to do that first. And then from there, you'll be able to take a picture of your book on your desk that you are confirming that you brought to class, so that way I can make sure that you get the full amount of points for this assignment for today. It also needs to be given to me during the class period. So if you decide that you're going to join Remind later and you're going to text me a picture of your book when you get home, that's not going to fly for me. So 3rd period, your class period is from about 10:55, I believe, to about 11:47. So I need to receive your picture via Remind in that time. If I get it after that, I am not awarding you the full 20 points, because that to me does not confirm that you had your book in class. And that is the point of me checking on Mondays. I also sent you a text earlier on Sunday reminding you to put that book in your bag and bring it to class, since we would have a reading day today. So 8th period, same thing for you. Your class period starts around 3:35-ish to 4:30. I need your picture to be texted to me via Remind in that time in order for you to make sure you get the 20 points on today's assignment. So let's open up this 75% fiction reading analysis assignment. This is something that just gives you the instructions. At the beginning or at the top, you do need to create your own document, just like you've done last week and the week before. And you'll just simply answer these 3 questions. Notice you do need to use complete sentences and you do need to include text evidence. So the summary of the last 10 pages where you're concise as possible. Let's make sure that the 20 to 50 words is your summary and your text evidence is not included in that 20 to 50 words, just to make sure that you still adhere to the word count, but you're also giving me text evidence to ensure that you're going to try to get that 100% on this assignment. Number 2 is to analyze, since you've finished the majority of this book at this point, I want you to think about what is motivating your main character to interact with the other characters the way that they do. At this point, what is their purpose or goal or intention in the story? You probably can figure this out based on whatever the conflict is and whatever the characters are trying to do to resolve that conflict. So, in the way that they interact with other people, it's based on whatever it is that they are motivated by. And so I want you to explore that a little bit. And again, use text evidence as well. And then hopefully you have not finished your book. And so you'll be able to predict how your book, the ending of your book will, or predict those events. Sorry, words. If you have finished your book, what you can do is look at where 75% of your book would end. And when you got to that part, try to remember what you were thinking when you were at that point. So, what did you think was going to happen? Did it end the way you thought it would? Things of that nature. So, I don't want it to be a basic, well, I already finished my book, and so I already know how it ends. Again, the whole point of this part of the book is that you are looking for 75% and the thoughts that you were thinking around that time and the clues that you were given. And so that's where your text evidence is going to come into play. You have to have text evidence for every single question if you are going to try to earn a 100 on this assignment, in which some of you really need to, because this one is still up for grabs in terms of turning it in on time. But remember, when you're beyond hard deadlines, the highest you can earn is an 80. So, yeah, you might have turned in the assignment, but that doesn't mean you're going to get a decent grade on it. And so, again, if you're turning in your assignments, but you're turning them in late and you're not allowing yourself to earn full points, then you need to start getting on it. We are already starting to be in week 4. Once I start sitting and working through some assignments and adding in grades, you're going to see how some of those 70s and 80s start adding up, and it's really hard to get out of that particular average if you're trying to get better grades this marking period. So the best way to guarantee that you can earn full points on this assignment is to, number 1, turn it in prior to the hard deadline. And number 2, use text evidence in all of your answers, right? That is the minimum requirement. And the rubric is here with particular keywords that I'm looking for in your responses. All right. If you were absent on Friday, I did include vocab list number 3, which was given out on paper. And I also listed a link for you to make a copy of the assignment. If somebody sitting next to you or around you knows where to find it, you guys are encouraged to look through the crate. It should be in one of the final or last folders in the crate. You'll need a copy of this assignment, and then there should be a copy of the vocab list. If not, obviously I just gave you an electronic copy, and you have an electronic copy of the words as well. And so you'll choose 15 of the 20 words, and you'll complete this chart. You'll put the definition in your own words. You can use clip art here or draw some sort of symbol or picture to help you remember the word. And then you need to create your own sentence using the word in context. You will not be copying the sentences I provided you on the list or trying to go on dictionary.com or any of that. You need to create your own original sentences using these words. Please underline or highlight them as you go through the assignment. This is due on Friday prior to you taking your quiz. You may not turn this in if you've already taken a vocab quiz. So another thing that you could be working on today, if you happen to maybe have forgotten your book, or if you're already finished with reading your book for today and doing those assignments in class, start working on vocab. All right, guys, my hope is that I will be back tomorrow. And if so, I will make sure I have your assigned seating chart ready to go. Make good choices today. Please be respectful of yourself, of your peers, of our sub. And I miss you. I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Take care.